Hi, I'm Emmy Kissick, and I attend Avanti High School, and I'm a senior. I don't come from a racing family. A lot of people in racing come from parents who grew up working on cars, sports cars. I don't come from that. I do have a dad who has a shop and has worked on heavy machinery before I was able to show me the mechanical sides of working in a shop. And so that's where my love for cars and mechanics really started. It's kind of like having a big jigsaw puzzle. It's nuts and bolts, and you can take it apart and put it back together again. And it was really a fun hobby for me. It was just a hobby starting out. And then I realized that you can race cars and that you can drive fast on a racetrack. And that's really where the addiction started to come to the next level. That first driving day, I rented a car, I was put on the racetrack with an instructor, and I just got to drive. I had never driven by myself in a car before. I had done driver's ed, but I didn't really have much practice. I didn't really know how to drive manual transmission. I was still learning at that point. But the freedom of being able to go out on the track and floor it on the straightaways and drive as fast as I can, it was exhilarating, and what teenager doesn't love that? And so I ended up hooked on driving, and I loved it. And a few classes later, I ended up with my racing license in March of 2023. And that's when I got to start racing my Spec Miata, and I couldn't have done it without, of course, the support of my parents, and I've been so grateful for that. If I had to pick one thing with racing, it's flow state. And flow state is when you're competing, you're in a race, and everything is subconscious. You know exactly when you're going to turn into a corner. You know exactly when you're going to apply throttle, and it's almost like you feel like you're flowing through the corners. You're floating on the track because everything comes naturally. Your hands know what to do, your feet know what to do, your eyes know where to look, and it's very relaxing. My heart rate is at about 120 or more beats per minute when I'm in the race car. It's an athletic sport. I'm probably about 90 to 100 degrees in the car on an average day. But when you're in flow state, you forget all of that, and you're in your car and you're driving and you're racing, and it's quite a euphoric sensation because you know exactly what to do. The Mazda Shootout, once I got nominated, which was a surprise to me. I didn't even know if I was going to get nominated or not. I didn't even know if I was going to get asked to come, and that was really cool just to be able to go and experience it. That was another level for me, coming from the Pacific Northwest. We're not a huge racing hotspot per se. There's a lot of parts of the East Coast where it's more popular racing is than it is here. But I submitted my video and I got chosen to go, and that in itself was an achievement for me. And they gave us a car to drive for the shootout, which was kind of crazy to me. I maintain my own car. I own my own car. I've always had to work on my own car, and have a mechanic there to fit me in the car and be like, well, how do you want the seat? Is it comfortable? And having someone helping you with all of that was next level. It was amazing. And then getting to work with the driver coaches at the Mazda Shootout was also very cool. And then I wasn't going to the shootout to win per se. Like, who doesn't want to win? But I didn't really know what to expect. I'd never been to the shootout before. I'd never worked with a company like Mazda before. I'd strictly done amateur grassroots racing. But when I got there, I just focused on being the best version of myself and putting in my best work. Because I knew if I put in my best work at the shootout, if I tried my hardest, whether I got chosen as a scholarship winner or not, it wouldn't matter because I put in my best work. And the fact that I just got to go and have the learning experience was very amazing. On the second day of the shootout, the judges made their decision on who was going to be the scholarship winners. And they called up Vinny and Joey, my teammates. And there was only supposed to be 2 scholarships handed out for Spec MX5. And I heard their names called, and I was like, oh well, at least I tried. You know, maybe I could come back next year and compete again. And then the announcer, Shay, said, Mazda's doing something differently this year, and we're going to have a third driver for Mazda Motorsports. And they called my name. And just that moment, reliving it now, I feel like the same excitement I felt then. But it was really amazing to have that recognition for all of the work that had gone into the shootout and all of the work that had gone into racing. I don't know how my career path is going to unfold specifically, but I do know that I'm prioritizing my career with Mazda Motorsports right now and racing with Spec MX-5 this year for 2025 season and possibly 2026 season as well. I'm a high school senior, so I'm going to be going to college pretty soon, but I am hoping to take a gap year to focus on my racing. And I'm just so excited for what this next year is going to bring. I'm really excited to be working with Mazda, and I'm very grateful for all these opportunities that I've been given.